Alrighty. Yeah, well, a square. This is fine. Oh, 1, 3, 4. Okay, this is perfect. Let's see. Start by putting a new layer on. Never want to paint on the background, at least not if you're me. And a skeleton. So we'll start with one of these. Yeah, a little too big, a little too big. Yeah. Move this up further. Alright. Turn that off for now. Got a basic start. Why am I drawing at 0.6? Oh, it's fine. This is only the skeleton. I think I'm going to do a sitting pose. Kind of drag the spine in this direction. And let's see. Kind of draw a triangle here. It's going to be equilateral or isosceles actually, because we're coming at them from a different angle. So the one shoulder is going to be larger than the other in order to complete that. This is about where the neck is going to be. Whoop. Yeah, that'll do. Do a shoulder joint here. Shoulder joint here. This can just be another big circle, so we'll put this back on. We'll move it down here. Doesn't really matter. This is perfect. I'm just a little bit, yeah. Turn that back off. Kind of connect this. Probably should have used the oval. Oh. I think I'm drawing a woman this time. And sometimes it helps if when you do the joint thingies, you can draw the joints in color coding, so like if you didn't know which one's right or left. So then, see, undo. This might actually need to be lower, so I'm gonna cheat. Lasso. Too big. Lasso. Move. Take the measure size off. Put it down there. Alrighty. Remove selected area. Brush. There we go. kind of want the foot to sit here. Zoom in. There we go. Now I kind of understand the shading I'm going for. Alright. One arm is going to come down around this way. Other arm is going to be down around this way. Maybe leaning down over the first knee. I'm going to switch colors real quick, because although this isn't necessary, sometimes it helps to draw the parts that aren't going to be seen very well so you have a general consensus. Actually, I think the arm's just going to go further kind of that way. So I wouldn't really see it at the angle. The head's really big too, but that'll change. Alrighty. Now that I got a really simple skeleton going. New layer. Now I think there's a way to switch the layers, but I don't know. I did it once and I can't remember how I did it. So essentially whatever one you start on, if you do a new layer, it'll just do one above. So you can always go back and fix that. I hit the back button, so that's why there's no new layer, because it records that as an action. So if I'm on this one and hit new layer, there'll be one above it, or if I'm up here, there'll be one here. So I usually just select the layer I want it on before. But anyway, we're going to go to here so we can get the base part started. And I want to start with the head. We'll use that. That's a good skin color. And the head obviously can't be this big, but because we're on a layer, I can make as wonderful as a mess I want. And then if I erase it, I'm not erasing the layer that's underneath it. Now, unfortunately, the magic wand tool will always select something based on what the image is as a whole. It's not going to select stuff just based on layer, which is unfortunate, but also somewhat handy in certain instances. Remove selected area. Back to brush. And there's different brush sizes here. I like working with the slanted ones. When I get into shading, I like to do the semi-faded ones, but we're not shading yet. I always like to color it in whole first before I do any sort of shading. So, let's get the basic shape of the head here. Yeah, that can be the bottom part. Do. Actually, I think that's good. Everything's all slanted at an angle, though. I should tilt it a little bit more the other way. Follow this circle a little more, maybe. There we go. Fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. Grab the eraser. And just along the edge. Too much. gonna keep you probably mayonnaise with that. Alrighty. Pretty sure that's the size I want the head to be. Now that I got the head done though, I'm gonna do clothes, but I'm gonna do that above the skeleton layer. And for clothes, I think you can always change it here, and you can save whatever color you got in your spectrum by, I'd say, I'm gonna put her in something purple. So I could go here, hold it down on a square and hit enter, and I got a color saved. I may or may not keep it. I don't imagine there's definitely a lot of room because you can scroll more, I think. But I think most of the extra room is when you get the upgraded version. But I'm still playing with the downgraded version, which is pretty dang good. Whoop. I'm gonna go back to this. Do the basic t-shirt shape, just kind of loose and loppy. Okay. Need to fix this a little bit. Looks kind of funny. Boop, 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 boop. I'll go back to black and then go back to my skeleton layer. And draw out the arm just a little bit so I can tell what I'm doing here. Much better. Alright, now we go here, hit the eyedropper tool, boop. Now I got the same color I did before. Increase the size again. Now we got the angle right. And just fill everything in. Everything in. I just use the paint tool, but I don't really like using that because this also registers everything underneath it, and when it doesn't have that, it kind of gives an extra width of line to it. So I much just prefer using the paintbrush. Finish filling in, finish filling in, finish filling in. Oh, nope, too in. Finish that. Gosh, this skeleton looks really funny. I'll make it look better in a minute. Alrighty. Now that I got the shirt, I'm going to do another layer underneath it for the neck. Oh, I did it wrong. I need another layer above this one, because this way it'll go under both the head and the shoulders. And it's its own separate thing, so I can edit it a lot easier later without having to interfere with the head. I'm also going to go back to this because this is not sitting right with me on the shape. It needs to be wider. It needs to be wider. And we'll kind of go back on the neck and or the skeleton. Do another one. Simple blue jeans. Dark blue jeans, light blue. I'll go with medium color blue jeans, that shade. Brush. I'm going to follow this around. And because I'm under the purple shirt, it doesn't matter. I don't have to match the line light even. I can just draw right under it. Putting pockets on this is going to be interesting. And I'm going to kind of smooth out the curvature of that spot there. Just needs to be a little one. Follow this round and round. Skeleton's so uneven. Bah. It's going to look a little funny too because we haven't quite shaded it in yet. Now, shading is something I do on an entirely different layer. We'll start with the jeans. So I got a layer above the jeans, and now what I do is I'm going to add some lighting. So I'm going to go a shade higher. And we're going to switch brushes. There you go, just up the size there. Sometimes what helps is there's no color select tool, so I can make this skeleton, and all that invisible. Go back into here. Oh, come on. Select this area. And now I can turn everything back on. So when I go to brush, I'll stay inside the line. And you can see, and I don't think I'm going to put the light there because your arm is there. So depending on what angle the sun is coming from or your source of light is coming from, this arm will probably be casting a shadow. I'm going to increase the size a little bit because I think most of the lighting is going to be going around the center-ish. No! Go back. Okay. Use those buttons. Probably a little too much. Ooh. Get a thin edge of blue. As much as possible. Ooh. I don't think I really need one there. Pockets. Pockets can kind of go there, I think. I'll worry about the pockets later. I'll probably do its own separate layer for that. But now, could go to this blue, but I'm going to make it a little darker. There we go. And I'm going to layer it here. Probably do a little more here. Under the shirt, most definitely, for shading. Get some up closer by the shirt, some underneath the arm where that's going to be. Definitely a little more over here. And you got two different tools. You got a smudge tool And a blur tool. I'll do a little example here. Too close, okay. So the smudge tool, I like it when I'm trying to blend colors together on a layer for shading, because this is kind of what I'd do if I was trying to accomplish a wrinkle. Yeah, that color. There we go, brush. Is I would put down the light, the dark, and then I smudge it. And you can adjust the opacity of the smudge. Smudge kind of does this, and you'll see that it leaves a transparency underneath, so unless you got a full body color, it's going to mess up underneath and look kind of funny. But if you adjust the opacity, it has a little more of a blend quality to it. Undo all that. And there's also the blur. Increase the size and increase that, which won't leave as much of a smudge underneath, but is a lot harder to accomplish the wrinkle lurks sometimes. And then there's different effects, which you'll just have to play with, mostly because there's so many of them. But there's one, where is it? Expansion, which I think applies to different stuff, but this is only working on the layer I'm on. But you can change the radius, mess with it, move this dot around. Whoop. So you can change the bulb and pull it more one way if you needed to. I just do it the hard way and paint the lines in the general shape of where I want this, so I won't draw it straight. I'll just do it. I'll draw it in the curve where the wrinkle is going to go. And I'll put the pockets on, why not? See. Go with a very thin line. Do. Gosh, it's been a while since I had to try and draw a jean jacket pockets. I think that simple pocket will do for this demonstration. No, I'm not content with that one. Nah. Darn it. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now we're going to move on to the shirt. And I have this layer selected, but we're doing a color layer. So now I'm going to select that with the color, go to brush. I'll increase the... We're going to start with the shadow. I'll start with the light. I want to go too bright. Just brighter. Right. I'm going to use the magic wand tool, select all that purple. It's just kind of handy, because normally I would have to switch layers in order to use a magic wand, like if I was using a GIMP program. Because in GIMP, the magic wand and the color select tools only work on the layer that you're on, not on the image as a whole, which has its perks, definitely. Yeah, I think a little one down the center maybe. All right, now we're gonna go way, way, way dark, getting darker. Don't need to be that dark. Do a bit of one underneath here. I'm gonna go thinner. Definitely have some dark underneath the neck. And I'm gonna try decreasing the opacity for that one. There we go, not as strong. And I'm gonna blur this a bit so that all the colors are nice and blended and you don't have that choppy edged look. Right here. There we go. A lot more blended. Probably should have blended the jeans a bit more. But I didn't. I got too carried away with... Oh, that's not going to work because I'm on the wrong jeans layer. Oh, I did the shading right on top of the jeans. Gosh darn it. I was supposed to do it on the layer above, but I didn't. I had the wrong layer selected. Oh well. Because now that I'm trying to do the pockets, I end up blurring those too. It's fine. It's fine. Alrighty. Now for... Probably should put the arms and the feet in. Then I'm going to go for the head. And do hair. Let's do brown hair. We'll do dark brown. Dark brown. I said dark brown. Oh wait, no, that's red. Brown, 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 brown. Opacity back up. And I want to switch brushes. I want a whole brush again for this. And that one's good. That one's good. So I would say kind of put a dot in whatever general area. I'm going to go thinner. Oh, no, I'm filling this out. I'm filling this out. I am on the head. Nope, nope, I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. It should always be on its own layer. At least that's the way it works. Some people have an easier time just drawing it all at once. Do some thinner strands here. Really long hair. Why not really long hair? Better visualizations for this demonstration. And I'll leave the gaps down at the bottom because you would realistically kind of see the shirt through the hair anyway. Now I'm going to go whoop. Nope. Follow right along the edge. Cover up any residual scalp. There we go. And then maybe trim it a little more too with the eraser. Oop. Oop, just up here, just up here. There we go. And now, again, for the shading, new layer. I work with a lot of layers. I'm going to go lighter first. Thinner strands, more thinner strands. That's kind of the spot that I'm going to be taking it down from. Draw the part a little bit. Maybe thinner strands. I usually go 0.9 size strands. And then I'm probably going to, after I get a couple more shades of this in, I'm going to use the smudge tool. And that trick works a lot better on GIMP. It doesn't look as nice here, but yeah, I still like it. I mean, because this is a tablet and there's only so much information you can fit into certain apps for it before it becomes ridiculous. And this being a decent quality app that is mostly free until you buy the upgraded version, which unlocks a couple of effects which are pretty cool. I'll go over those in a minute. And we'll go even brighter in some spots. want at least 3 shades to work with, and I'm going to do a darker one too. Usually do the darker last, because I kind of also do heavier on the darker spots where more shadows are going to be, as far as hair is concerned. Now dark, dark, dark. It's probably almost darker than my subcolor, which is great. A little heavier on the side here. Heavier down toward the bottom. I'll probably erase a little more of what's underneath, so it doesn't look as clunky there, because those are bigger ones. Those are mostly there for the guidelines of this top layer, which actually looks pretty good right now, and it's not even blurred yet. So smudge tool, I'm going to decrease the opacity a little bit. I like the size that it's at. Sometimes I like working with it in bigger sizes, but it's a lot better on GIMP to use in smaller sizes when you're doing this. Especially when you get down to the lower parts. But now I still have a scalp there. Or a part. Looks really nice. I'm going to go here. And go a little bigger. And now I will go to the under layer with the eraser and erase some of the lower ends here, so that way it doesn't look as awkward. And I will clean up the layer above it too. Yeah, now we got some loose strands. And you can still see parts of the shirt through it. Not the cleanest work, but by general adjust. It looks very, very nice. Would be even nicer if it took more time to work on it. Ooh, what happened here? Eraser. Okay. That was on this layer. Okay. Now we're going to play with a few more of the effects instead of just continuing to draw. Because there's some pretty cool ones. Like there's different gradations. You can change the color of them, or the rays of the middle, or the phase. Clouds is one of the ones you have to unlock, and I don't know. I don't know that I'd be willing to pay to unlock it. Just depends. Oh, this is drop shadow, and I'm on a layer. That's right, so it's going to affect a layer. So you'd have to merge the layers. Oh yeah, there's whatever that fancy V word is. Oh yeah, the table, which would have been nice. I kind of wish I knew about that effect. I would have put it in its own layer when I was trying to paint the sprite for a game. I was trying to hand paint it here to just mostly play around with ideas. There is one. Oh yeah, there's like the manga backgrounds or the actions, and that's also the layer underneath. That actually looks pretty good, way dark like that. Hold on a second. I'm going to merge all of my layers real quick so you can see what it looks like as a whole and not as one. Usually what I like to do is I'll save the image separate. I don't need to do it on top of the skeleton. I'll save the image separate. And it'll always save when you back out. So when you back out, it'll be right there. But it'll start you fresh. You won't be able to hit the undo button. It won't save it as an XF where you have the option of just undoing what it was you did last before you saved it and came back to it. But after that, you can go up here in the top corner by the edit. You can duplicate. So I usually duplicate an item before I merge it all together, so that way I can have all the separate layers. And then I'll duplicate the other one, and then I'll just label it as flat so I know which one is all flat for the effects part. And let's see. There's one that I really liked, and I think it was channel shift. I kind of want to play with this one some more. And then there was zooming. Oh yeah. You can move that dot around to change the zoom. So it looks kind of cool. I want to play with this some more because there's some special effects that I can play with this. I could easily do this on your own by painting the silhouette of your character. Or whatever it is you're drawing. And then just changing the color and copying and pasting it into different levels of layer. But, you know, use the effect if you got it. That is essentially a basic tour of ibis. And hopefully there was a couple of techniques to help you with your digital paintings. This one was on the simpler side, but yeah. Kind of drawing the shoe now. I don't really need to continue this drawing. I didn't really have any plans for it. I'm just like, oh, I'll just doodle. Because drawing's really mostly up to you. There's just a lot of different techniques, and I love to do a lot of digital art. I'm very used to the pen and paper, which is one of the reasons I really like ibis, because I can draw right into the tablet, as opposed to trying to draw on a bamboo board and look at my screen separate from my drawing hand, which is something I'm not used to. There is definitely no more texture with the paper, which is something I miss a little bit, but digital art does the one thing that, or allows me to do one thing that I haven't quite figured out how to do yet on paper, which is color images. I usually just do a lot of black and white work. That's probably annoying. I've been zooming in and out of this playing around with it. I like to get a look at drawings from all angles, and you do have the option of turning and other stuff. I do find it a little annoying that the eyedropper and magic wand don't play around and register solely to the layer that they're on. I mean, it's kind of nice because I don't have to swap layers, just select a color from a previous layer. But at the same time, I hate having to spread everything from a layer or having to make other things invisible just to select solely what I want. But that is the basic gist, so I hope you have more fun and look forward to seeing more of your artworks. And that's it.